Live from Huntertown, Indiana, it's Soarin Hawk on the air. And it's a nice summer day, nice and warm and cozy up here. And in fact, it's a little sweaty. We're a little delayed in starting off today. We've had a little bit of excitement there. And so we're going to get underway. If you notice that the background looks a little busy, it looks like a lot of junk laying around. And that's because we're getting the office brought up to date and installed. And at the end of the program, I'm going to show you what the office looks like, at least partway done. And so we're coming right along. So I thought I'd start off with this, and this is a little bit different program. And so just have fun. Well, you know it's fall when you went down to Kmart or Walmart or wherever, and there was all the kids out there and the panicked mothers getting school supplies, and all the buses lined up to get their inspections and rolling down the hill and getting the drivers a little upset. And finally, I guess 2 days ago was the first days of school around here, and so the kids are all going back to schools, all taken by their mothers. But you know, there's some other signs of fall coming. And, you know, the leaves are starting to turn, you know, and taking some walks in the woods looking for birds and things. And there's a doe with their two little Bambis there, browsing around in some of the grass and some of the nice green leaves before fall comes, you know, so they're quite evident. And there's our prairie. This is the prairie out here with brown-eyed Susans, and we have some coneflowers and Queen Anne's lace and some daisies. And we've got all kinds of stuff out there for the birds and the bees. And so one of the things that we hear out there are these things. So that nice little sound, because they're out there landing on the seed heads and things like that. So it's a sure sign of fall. When I hear that sound, I know fall's coming on to us. And so we're out there looking for birds, along with our three friends here. And what kind of birds are we looking for today? We're out bird watching for goldfinches. You know, goldfinches are those little yellow birds that we like, and they're the ones that fly through there, making what some people say is potato chip, as they fly an undulating flight. So here's a nice male goldfinch. He's only about 4.5, 5 inches long. Black cap, black wings, you know, he's sitting there on top of a thistle, and he's going to pull out those, some of the seed heads or seed fluffs, and then pull those out to get to the seeds at the bottom. Now, goldfinches, American goldfinches, are found from southern Canada down through the USA to the east coast of Mexico. Now, goldfinches, and I was surprised at this, are monogamous. And the thing is that once the males and the females pair up, they pretty well stick together. Which was kind of a surprise, because most of the passerine birds don't do that. Goldfinches move south in the winter to coincide with areas where the winter temperatures are no lower than 0. So we'll get some of the goldfinches that come down from Canada, and they only come down far enough down here so that they're not going to, our low temperatures are usually in the teens, so we don't get quite down to 0. So our population of goldfinches goes up in the winter. And one of the things I was surprised at was the oldest known goldfinch was 10 years, 9 months old when a banded bird was recovered and released. So that's pretty old, you know, for a small bird like that. But I guess if you live right, eat well, and have good genes, you can make it. And pairs, males and females always hang out together, except when they're incubating the eggs, and they almost make identical flight calls. So here's a range map showing you where the red or the pink color is basically the breeding areas. They go all the way up into Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and then across to Ontario and out to Quebec and Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland even. So down there in southern, up there in southern. But then come wintertime, then they come down to the States and they get south of the Great Lakes and down into some of the mountain areas, and then all the way down into Mexico. So they're quite widespread. Now, goldfinches, American goldfinches, molt all their feathers twice a year. In other words, all the feathers come out, they replace them all. So, and particularly it's noticeable with the males. The males are bright yellow with a black cap and wings and tail. And they have that bright yellow color starting in April through September. And then the males take on a brownish color similar to the females and the young starting in September. And the females are brownish tan with black wings. They don't have the black cap. And so here's your male goldfinch, like sitting there on top of a sunflower head. And here's a female, almost look identical, except for the fact that the size-wise, the black and black on the tail and black on the wings with the wing bars. And like I said, they are monogamous. One of the sure ways to tell the difference between males and females, the males have a nice yellowish beak and the females have a black beak. And then in the winter, the males have mulled out all their yellow feathers, and so maybe they might have a slight amount of tinge of yellow, but the males and the females look alike. And this is so that the young ones also look like the females. Everybody can work together. There's no competition, between the sexes or anything like that. And so they're better at getting their food. They gather in small flocks for protection and also for finding food. And so they're really a lot of fun out there at the feeders, if you have feeders out there, or if you have a nice garden with lots of sunflowers and other seed pods and things like that on them. And this is the typical flight of a goldfinch. It's an undulating flight, so they go up and they go down, they go up and they go down. And when they go, they do their potato chip sound. So they go up, do this little song as they go down, and then back up, and go down, go back up, undulating across the fields. A sure sign of fall. So, goldfinches, some more information. Goldfinches are granivorous. Wow, I never saw that word before, granivorous. That means they're seed eaters. And their conical beaks are built so that they can remove seeds from flower heads. And they have agile feet, which they can grip the stems of flowers. So sometimes you'll see them hanging on things like, say, coneflowers or daisies and things like that. And, pulling the flower head down to them. And a lot of times you'll also see them on the big sunflower heads, right there on top of the seeds, pulling the seeds out one at a time. Now, cowbirds rarely predate goldfinch nests because of the late breeding season. So when the goldfinches start nesting, and typically they start nesting usually at the end of July, beginning of August. Sometimes it extends longer than that when they start building their nest. But so this is kind of late for the cowbirds, but occasionally they do try to get on and lay their eggs on the nest. But the brown-head cowbird chicks rarely survive because the goldfinches have an all-seed diet, and the brown-head cowbird chicks, they need something with more protein, insects and things like that. So basically, within 3 days, they die out and are no longer viable. Oh, okay. And then, so here's our typical goldfinch up there on top of a sunflower head. Yeah, I got real smart. I went up to Mary Lee, and I got a bunch of sunflower heads, and I put them out, thinking they would dry, then I'd have them for the winter. Well, by the time fall came, the goldfinches had pretty well cleaned it all out. Well, best laid plans, And here's a goldfinch at one of the coneflowers that we had out here in our prairie, and waiting patiently for the seeds to ripen. Now, a lot of people put out what they call thistle feeders. In the thistle feeders, you put a seed in there called Niger, and the Niger is more of a relation to sunflower than to thistle. And so they come for that. Or one of the things you're going to see here, in this case, is an adult female feeding young ones, standing on top of the flower. She's brought them out. And this is a picture of Anne in Ethiopia in a field of Niger's. Okay, Niger sunflowers. So this is where they come from. So they come all the way from Ethiopia over here so we could feed our goldfinches. So, well, like I said, goldfinches breed later than most North American birds. They wait until the thistle, milkweed, produce the soft down surrounding the fibrous seeds, which is incorporated into the nest and is fed to the nestlings. So they're waiting, and so once the milkweed gets really going and the local thistle, the resident thistle leaf comes out, also there's other things that produce this downy material. So they'll use that in their nest. Now the nest is woven with bark, twigs, grass, and lined with plant down. I've seen they say they nest up to 30 feet in a tree, but I've seen them down at eye level in saplings, especially if there's like a nice fork in the top of the tree. Then they'll actually combine it in there, fasten it onto the branches, and it's a really beautiful thing. It's reinforced with spider webs or caterpillar silk, so that it's really snug. In fact, these nests are so tight that they hold water, and sometimes if there's a rainstorm or something like that, the little ones drown because they can't get out of the bowl of water. They may nest in loose colonies, so in other words, there might be several of these guys around. And again, they're monogamous, so there's not much of a danger of any interlopers getting into somebody else's nest or anything. So they don't compete that way. So they're in loose colonies of 4 or 5 nests, and this is mainly for protection. So they kind of keep an eye out for predators and predation, that kind of thing. And this is a typical nest. And you can see it's the eggs are about 3/4 of an inch long, all white, and the nest is really intricately made. It was really a surprise to me when I found the first one in our yard. Now, the goldfinch signifies abundance and prosperity. It symbolizes positivity and optimism and the value of happiness, joy, and simplicity in your life. So that's why in the fall, like I said, it's really a neat thing because fall's coming on, you're going back to school, you're getting involved in other things, winter's coming with the snow and things like that, and also all that dreadful heat is disappearing. And so I always, when I hear the goldfinches calling, that's when I kind of have that change in attitude. But according to Egyptian mythology, I don't know what Egyptian made this up, if a goldfinch pecks at your window, someone in the house is going to die. Well, I didn't know Egyptians had windows, but but anyways, that's the way things get started sometimes. So this is just a little brief natural history lesson on our goldfinches, and don't go away. And so, in conclusion, wow. Isn't nature just great? So get out there, look, enjoy things, and just kind of go around, look at the birds, enjoy the birds, listen to their songs, and just watch their antics. You never know what you're going to see out there. So let's see, what do we got here? So we got some upcoming events for some of you folks. We're going to go down to Soarin, Ohio, to North Shore Park, and we're going to do a program on owls. And so we're going to be there at their amphitheater, and so we're going to have one specimen of each of our owls, and along with Jeff. Jeff, of course, is not an owl, but they just couldn't help but want to see the Jeff, because he's really a standout character. And then let's see, we're going to be the week following that on Sunday, going to be Open Streets, Fort Wayne, and so there's going to be a lot of stuff going on, a lot of activity. And I guess that's Calhoun Street. It's going to be closed off for about 10 blocks. And they're going to have dancing and singing and music and all kinds of stuff going on. Tin Caps Baseball on the 7th. We'll be there in the evening, so you can come and check us out. And we'll see if we can't get Jeff down there to spread his wings at the end of the National Anthem. Roanoke Fall Festival on the 10th of September. And we're going to be there at Roanoke Park. It's right downtown Roanoke. Stone's Trace Children's program. That's going to be at the Stone Trace Historical Site near Ligonier. That's on 33. So you might want to stop up see that. Then let's see, we postponed the bird watching there back a week ago, and we're going to have it up here on Wednesday the 15th up there at Reiki Park in Auburn. And then let's see, Middlebury, we're going to be at the Riverbend Park at Middlebury, and then we're going to be out at Rochester for the Trail of Courage. And so this is the part of the story of what happened to the Indians when they were moved from their tribal grounds out to Oklahoma, and this is part of that thing that went on, or that bad thing that went on. And then let's see, we're going to be over there visiting the St. Henry's Boy Scouts this week, and also I think the following week we're going to be there at the Saratoga Park neighborhood. They're going to have a block party, and so you people live out there, you know, we're going to crash the place. Hopefully there'll be enough food for all of us, and there's going to be more stuff coming. So, and let's see, what's going on here? Oh, Facebook auction is coming.
Oh, here comes the Facebook auction.
September 15th to 25th.
Yep.
And
good stuff.
Good stuff. What stuff
Really
you got?
Good stuff. Well, we have the premier item is, of course, we have 4 slots for birding with Bob. And what will happen is you guys will come on out to the prairie, the Soarin Hawk Prairie, and you'll get in the Soarin Hawk van with Bob, and he will take you someplace that you will never believe is so wonderful. Wow. And you'll all search for birds, and you'll have lots and lots of fun.
Okay, so the bidding is going to start at 12 o'clock on September 15th, right?
12 a.m., correct.
Right, and it's going to go through the 25th midnight.
No, 25th, 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Oh, okay, sorry about that.
No problem.
So some people asked, you know, you can bid over and over again
yes,
for the same
definitely.
item as the price comes in.
Yes, what will happen is you bid by making a comment, and other people will then, if they want to bid more than you, they'll comment also, and then you can go back and make a new bid using a new comment, and the person that has the highest bid at 6 p.m. on September 25th wins the item, and then you'll have 72 hours to pay for it, and then we'll release it and get it to you.
Okay.
We've got some really cool artwork too. Let me tell you, we've got Soarin Hawk people have made some really neat stuff, and we have a couple of really well-known artists who have donated some of their work. So it's really good stuff, and so go check it out at the Soarin Hawk Auction Group page on Facebook, and like or follow, because we're updating as we get more stuff.
Okay. About how many items do we have now?
We have about 40 items now.
Okay. And so some of the artwork, some of it's watercolor, I think. Some of it's acrylics.
Yep, acrylic, watercolor. We have some metallic ink.
Metallic ink, wow.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much.
Then we got a pizza oven.
A pizza oven,
Yeah.
And gosh, we've got so many neat things.
And I think that we're going to be getting some stuff from the tin caps and from.
Yeah, and tin caps, and we've got an autographed photograph of the Kelly Cup winning Comets for this year. So
wow,
that's a big deal.
That's a big deal. So and I know that we have several Comet fans here that would like that. So so you better get your bid in early.
Yeah, for sure.
And high.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Because I know our guys are cheapskates.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there's a lot of good stuff out there, and we want to give everybody an opportunity. And if you would like to donate something to the auction, just give us call us on our phone number, 260-241-0134. And you can contact Lynn, and we'll take whatever items you have.
We'll arrange it.
We'll arrange it. So
the most important thing is all the money goes to the care of the birds.
Right, that's the thing.
That's why we're doing this.
Yep. So nothing sticks to anybody's fingers, right?
That's right.
Okay, so it all goes to the birds, and they really appreciate that. So let's see what else we got here. Okay, help Jeff, Air, and Poe need fish. Okay, so bring them in. Heard an interesting story, and apparently where we're going, over by Salina tomorrow, they have Grand Lake St. Mary there.
Oh, yeah.
And I was told by one of the observers there that they watched an adult bird dropping fish so that the young birds could go down and catch the fish that was dropped.
Cool.
So that was, I really like to see that,
Oh,
but
that's
that makes sense because I've seen birds, drop stuff in the air for the either for their mate or for one of the juveniles, And that brings up a question. A lot of people have been saying that they've heard a lot of hawks screaming in the air and carrying on. Well, right now, moms and dads are trying to train their kids, and the kids all want free food, and so what the parents are doing is they're taking the food and they're flying off a short distance and getting the baby to fly to them. And then when the baby gets there, they fly off another short distance. And so you'll see them flying around and the baby pursuing them, and it's just natural, okay? So yeah, they're out there, so you'll hear the hawks, and it's the coops have finally gotten quiet. I think the coops have pretty well learned how to hunt. But I have some red shoulders that are doing this, and the red tails are doing it, and you'll also start hearing the owls. In fact, somebody reported that they were hearing owls before twilight even. The warbling sound of the screech owls, and that's mom, trying to tease them out of the nest hole. Come on, guys, it's time to come out. So you're going to hear all kinds of sounds from the birds, and it's the parents trying to get the kids trained to go out and catch food for themselves. So get out there, look. You'd be surprised all what's going on out there. There's stuff going on out there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Rain or shine, snow, whatever, okay? And let's see what else we got here. Don't forget Raptor Adventure. We've had a lot of people. We've done about 19 Raptor Adventures. We have about 10 more people signed up for them. So come on out. Visit our birds. Get a personal tour. Get your selfie taken with your favorite bird. So give us a call. Go to our website and sign up. Don't forget, we go to schools, churches, community groups, all kinds of things. We'll go to special events. We'll go to your birthday, your wedding, your Eagle Awards, block parties, and baby showers. So we're going to be out there looking around, or taking you around or bringing birds to you. So we have a lot of opportunities for you to meet. Don't forget Amazon. Half of 1% of whatever you buy, can be donated to Soarin Hawk. So that helps us out. And also Community Rewards, their program with Kroger's. And so that's another great thing. Everybody has to get groceries, and so go over there, sign up, make us their designated charity, and we can benefit from that. We get about $450 every quarter, so that's really helpful, but we'd like to get more. We're greedy. No, we're not greedy. We just want to make sure our birds get taken care of. So anyways, I think that's about it for the moment, except I thought maybe I'd show you what we're doing in here. So then you want to do you want to shine the camera around or show the camera around? Don't show me. Yeah. So anyways. Whoop, you're not going to show me. I got right in there. So here we are. We're getting some new cabinets in. Thanks to YB Normal Woodworking. And so we have some nice lower cabinets being installed, and this is all gratis work, okay? It's all being donated, and so we have some nice cabinets, and so we're rearranging the deck chair, so to speak. So we have so much stuff that we've stacked for over a long time, and now we're going to get ourselves a little bit better organized, and it's just great. So we're still, we still have a little ways to grow, and it's going to make things better. And so we have also a new big table, but you can't see it because it's buried in stuff. It's like moving in day, furniture day. Really. So we're waiting for the countertop to come in. We had the countertop delivered today, but they forgot the adhesive, so we haven't been able to put that down yet. So it's going to be new countertop, have a place a little bit more organized. We have a nice big cabinet down there where everybody can hang their coats and hats and get their boots off and all that kind of thing. So it's coming along. It's looking better, looking more professional. In fact, I think by the time we're done, we're going to be out doing some of the veterinary stores around or shops around here. So I'm going to say goodbye, and Lynn's going to say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. And so next week, same bird channel, same bird time. Okay.
Be well, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.